Yeah, I think a major part of our plans is retaining and maintaining our existing housing stock and making sure that that is well maintained, that we maintain the character of our existing neighborhoods. That's something that we heard a lot about in the city of Tampa as we were updating their plan, was that there's a lot of tension as particularly in some of the infill neighborhoods about you know, as they're seeing a lot of the redevelopment, those infill neighborhoods are feeling a lot of pressure to maintain their character, and that's something they're really struggling with as they're seeing a lot of the older housing stock be torn down, bigger homes built or sometimes replaced with two homes. They don't necessarily have the same massing or style of homes, and they kind of overwhelm the rest of the neighborhood. And so that's something that I think the community's struggling with, and that we need to try and wrestle with, and I think we're hopeful maybe we can figure out some solutions as we work through the code update. And it's really exciting as a planner that the comprehensive plan is getting updated and then the code is getting updated. I probably sound like a planning geek to say all of that, but this is like once in a lifetime opportunity that we have to align the vision for Tampa through the comprehensive plan and then have the code come along and be updated. It's very exciting. So
I'll geek out with you, Melissa.
Okay, yay.
Melissa and I went to grad school together years ago, so I'll geek out with you for a few planner minutes. But I think definitely, and I think that's protecting. There's nothing wrong with old neighborhoods. They're great. I mean, and protecting what is there is important. I think looking at one of the challenges we face is adaptive reuse, when something really shouldn't be used as a house anymore. And one of the more recent challenges, we had a small business that wanted to go into Ybor with a bookstore, and it was going into an old house, and to come up to code and have to meet everything, it was making it almost impossible. And I think we need to be more thoughtful in those opportunities, that we have those good bones that can create those spaces and result in more sustainability of serving those neighborhoods. Maybe they were typically single-family neighborhoods, but now on the periphery, we might have the opportunity to create those walkable places, or to, so looking at that. And then Melissa touched on it. As the new Tampa Forward comes forward, there are design standards in there that are looking at the placement of these new homes next to, or new commercial developments on the periphery of single-family neighborhoods, and how we need to treat that in order to respect what has been there, and to create that interface of that new development with those typical, the historic development, not historic from a designation sense, but historic from a sense of that has been the pattern of that community, and ensure those protections. Those protections are critical, and that is definitely at the forefront of the code update.
I think at Gasworks, it's really interesting because it's not single family, but we're partially in a historic district, partially not. But the new projects, for instance, La Union, the new apartment complex that was just delivered late last year, if you go in, it's a lot of history about Ybor and a lot of verbiage that feels like Ybor, and trying to tie that cultural kind of feeling of what Ybor City is to the overall new development. And I think that's really important to honor the sense of place, but really in a place that there never was a place, right? Not meaningfully. So I think that's important, and I also think that being able to recognize that that sense of place and those historic designations provide value to the community, and what do you protect and what do you not protect, For instance, at the Tampa Heights Y project that Casey can talk about, there's a really cool building that's very historic. It's not historically protected, but I fought really hard to keep that building as part of the project, and Casey and his team really supported that in creating a scale that's more, that feels like this was the place, right? But there's new development all around it. So I think contextually, and it's really important. We have a great history, we have great culture. Tampa Bay is such an amazing place from that perspective, and I think we need to honor that and bring it forward into the new development, as well as keep what we want to keep in the existing community.
I just want to say that right to the west of Gasworks, I mean, we're putting 7 infill homes through our housing program that is, bordered by Nebraska and Palm and the interstate, and that is a testament to being able to have the relationships of single family in proximity to new development, and that, I think, is something that we are mindful of and we are thoughtful of, and not one at the cost of the other.